In this video, I'll be telling you the differences, the advantages, and disadvantages of working in a small local architectural practice and a large global firm. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So one of the major questions that a lot of fresh graduates have when they're applying for their first job is whether they should apply to a small local rural practice or they should apply to a firm with a big name. I've had experience of working in both a small local rural practice last year, and this year I've switched up back to the city and working in a large global firm. So I'll be sharing with you my thoughts, the differences, the advantages and disadvantages of working in practices in both sizes. If you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number one is the diversity of projects. In larger firms, you'll get exposure to a lot of different projects because they have a diverse range of projects available. The firms might be doing small-scale residential design, or they might be doing commercial projects, they might be doing even large-scale master planning. So if you're looking to explore different kinds of architecture to find one that you want to specialize in the future, this might be a good call. In smaller firms, while some firms may work on a diverse range of projects too, but the scale of the projects tend to be a lot smaller, so they tend to focus more on a niche direction. Second is resources and technology. In larger firms, they will have access to a lot of advanced technology topics, software, and if you're working there, you will be exposed to these trendy architectural topics and you have access to all this software too. And some bigger architectural firms might even have departments specializing in these areas, for example in AI software, which is all the rage right now. However, if you're working in a smaller firm, resources may be limited and they might not have a department specializing in AI, but then you can actually foster more creativity and resourcefulness and you can explore these topics yourself. Number three is professional development opportunities. Larger firms have a more extensive professional development programs, mentorship opportunities, and training sessions, and sometimes they have funding for you to do that as well. Whereas in smaller practices, they might not have such an organizational structure, but due to the smaller size of the practices, you can directly talk with senior professionals and learn from them directly, which is also another way and a great way to pick up knowledge. Number four on the list is networking and connections. So working in a big firm, they usually have a lot more socials, whether it is a networking social or business social or sometimes a workshop social, but there are a lot of socials available and you will get to meet a lot of different people in the industry and also experts in the industry and maybe future clients as well. So there is a lot of socializing going on even after work. Working in a small firm, there may be less organized social events, but when you actually meet these clients, when you interact with people, these relationships are much more intimate because it's more personal, it's more person-to-person kind of interaction than a large group interaction in large firm socials. So different kind of relationships and connections due to different nature of the events. Number five is brand recognition. So larger firms with a more established name, if you put it on your CV, if you put it on your portfolio, if you put it on your LinkedIn, it can give you much more recognition and it can promote your professional career as well. Whereas if you're working in a smaller practice, you may not have that name, but a lot of smaller practices now actually create really delicate and really intricate a small-scale architectural design that gains them a lot of recognition as well. And working in a smaller practice, you can gain much more hands-on experience in the participation of these projects. So depending on what you're looking for in your first job, this could be a good measurement. Number six is specialized teams. So in a bigger firm, there will be different departments, different teams specializing in different things. For example, interior design, urban design, architectural design, even engineering. And you'll be working in a more focused area and you might not have the exposure to different kinds of design, different kinds of architecture. Whereas if you're working in a smaller practice, you get much more hands-on experience, as I mentioned in the previous point, that you will gain much more exposure and learning about different areas of design that you might not necessarily have the opportunity to if you're working in a big firm and just specializing in just the design and not putting the planning document together. Number 7 on the list is global presence. So larger firms, if they're international firms, they might have international projects, and sometimes different branches help out different branches if they need help, and you'll have the opportunity to work on projects that are not local and that's international, and that is something that's quite exciting too for a fresh graduate. Working internationally can give you an opportunity to collaborate with international teams, learn about the culture of the place, learn about different design and culture as well. Whereas in a smaller practice, you'll be working on mostly local projects, but you'll develop much more intimate and close relationship with the client, and you can also foster local community growth. So it depends on what you're looking for again. Number 8 is stability and resources. In larger firms, there's a more steady flow of work and also workload and resources, so you have a more secure work environment. Although this is not 100% because of the current economic environment, but I'm saying typically this might be the case. And in a smaller firm, because there is less administration, usually they're more agile to adapting to different changes, and the team members have a more direct connection with the firm's growth, and you have a more personal and direct connection with the firm as well. Number 9 is collaboration opportunities. So in a larger firm, if they're working on larger projects, usually they won't be the only firm working on a project. You will be collaborating with different architects, different architectural firms, different engineering firms, different kind of consultants. So you'll have the opportunity to collaborate with a more multidisciplinary team and learn from each other and gain much more experiences as well. In a smaller firm, you'll still get to collaborate with different consultants and engineers and clients as well, but the connection will be much more personal, the scale of the project will be much smaller, and the nature of the knowledge that you're learning will be different from the large scale, for example, master planning projects and small 3-bedroom house designs. Number 10, last but not least, is the benefits packages. So in bigger firms, because they have more resources, sometimes they have better health insurance plans, dental plans, they have different kind of perks or discounts for their staff, and they have maybe a retirement plan and more security for the staff, which is also why a lot of people would prefer to go into a bigger firm because of all these packages. But in smaller firms, maybe because of their limited resources, they aren't able to provide as much in terms of the amount for these kind of packages. But I've seen a lot of firms be more flexible in discussing these kind of benefit packages with you when you sign the contract. And that's it. That's the 10 points that I've summarized as the conclusion of the differences and advantages, disadvantages of working in a larger practice and a smaller practice. Remember, this is not 100% accurate and it varies from person to person. It really depends on what you're looking for, but I hope it can give you a little bit insight into the perks or the not so good stuff about working in practices, whether it be smaller size or big size, and make an informed decision when you are applying for jobs. If you've liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any more questions or any kinds of questions relating to architecture you would like me to discuss, do leave a comment down below and it could be a new video. See you all next time. Thank you so much for watching.